So, Assassin's Creed Shadows began its public life as a tragedy, and then a laughingstock. From trailer 1, it had every fan of the series gobsmacked at the direction it seemed like it was choosing to go. I remember watching that trailer, Assassin's Creed Japan, Naui, and Yasuke. Just gobsmacking. Is this where Ubisoft is really taking their last shot at redemption? Their last shot of existing as we know them? They're willing to fool around with this? Are they not taking this seriously? I had to know. As a fan of the series, is Assassin's Creed Shadows as bad as we fear it may be? Or will it fix the mistakes before it launches? Before it's too late? I had to know. So I bought it at a nice Ubisoft Connect 20% discount. And boy, I played it. And I kept playing it. And I didn't regret the fact that I was still playing it. Did I actually enjoy those first several hours? Well, the game starts out with some thankfully brief Abstergo business. For what it's worth, I believe it's handled well. Shows up, quickly sets the undertone, gets out of the way. Then the game opens with Yasuke. Wait, the game opens with Yasuke? Yep. And it's jarring. No way else to say it. This is feudal Japan, Ubisoft. This is how you're gonna start this? Well, this first scene isn't all bad. The walk to Nobunaga gives you plenty of time to adjust your settings. While we're waiting for the Yasuke squad to get to Nobunaga, I guess it's worth mentioning that the performance on PC is very satisfactory. I have a 3070 Ti and it ran at 60 FPS on high with little to no stuttering. So no matter what, Ubisoft managed to at least release a finished game. Good job. If you've seen my first video on Shadows, you'll know one of my biggest wishes for Yasuke was that his status as a very obvious outsider be addressed thoroughly in the story. They cannot act like he's just there. Seeing him in full samurai armor is jarring enough. Do they address this? Yeah, well, in this intro, pretty much. He gets a couple of looks like what the fuck, but really nothing major. Later, it gets mentioned that everyone's talking about him because of his foreign appearance, but really, I'm not sure if that's poignant enough. They call him a black man multiple times, which, of course, insinuates that feudal Japan had a concept of a black man! See, I actually read the whole Wikipedia page for Yasuke before Shadows even got announced. Turns out, there's just not a lot about him. My favorite story from the page, though, was from when Yasuke was brought before Nobunaga for the first time. In the story, Nobunaga was so perplexed by Yasuke's skin tone, he ordered him scrubbed down like 3 times. He thought he was covered in soot. When the guys that brought him in explained, no, that's just his skin tone, Nobunaga didn't believe it, and he got back-to-back baths or something. Now that would have been a good scene, no? How does Shadows handle the same encounter?
その肌、元からそうなのか？
さようにございます。遥か遠き生まれ故郷では皆かような肌の色を。
That's about it. Oh yeah, and Yasuke speaks fluent Japanese.
They call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese.
Are you Fujiyama?
How the fuck? Unclear. Anyway, this scene doesn't go on for as long as you might think after that. Nobunaga basically says he wants Yasuke because he senses a warrior in him or some such. This is also we can jump to the first gameplay sequence of the game, which is more Yasuke. Yeah, there's no getting around it. Yasuke in full samurai gear that's visually more impressive than Nobunaga's. It's just never not gonna be jarring, let alone with 5 minutes of setup. The gameplay sequence that follows it's alright. It's probably the least inspiring Darth Vader in the Force Unleashed sequence I've played, where they give you full power at the start versus weak opponents. Unlike the Force Unleashed, where you get to flex a multitude of lightsaber and force abilities, here, it feels like mostly spamming left click and running headfirst through a barrier or two. The big kick's pretty funny though. As an introduction to the game's combat, again,
yours is just alright.
to be honest, it's nothing impressive. Is anybody playing Assassin's Creed for a juggernaut playstyle? Still have no idea how Yasuke speaks fluent Japanese, by the way. The sequence ends with our big black samurai running through another door and Nobunaga saying, "Good job, dude." Then we're straight up yanked out of Yasuke's sequence and back into Abstergo vision. It's jarring, it's flow breaking, and I believe this very solid cut actually has a very clever purpose that I'll get into later. Because After a final farewell from Abster Girl, we transition to Naoe. Oh yeah, this isn't Yasuke's simulator. There's another protagonist, one whose genetic memories, we're told, are much more stable.
Fujibayashi Naoe. The structural integrity of her memories is solid. There is much for you and her to discover.
Get what the game's trying to wink wink nudge you in with that line? It's telling you, you might just be getting a lot more Naoe than Yasuke. And, well, I'm not gonna lie. I went into Naoe's segment with my guard up just a little. Seeing the direction Ubisoft's been trending, let's just say I was very ready to witness some of the less than appealing, more than patronizing, overall agitating traits and stereotypes that have been plaguing a lot of female character writing in the entertainment industry as of late. I was really ready for it. And what I get? Well, it opens with Naoe and her father witnessing Nobunaga's assault on their people that you were helping enact as Yasuke. And as we watch them ride off mid-conversation to help their people, I have to say, even in this short cutscene, it was like I could feel the bond between them. Even better, Naoe's not an upstuck brat and her father is not an emasculated moron. No, she really respects him and he cherishes her. That's what I actually felt from this whole segment. Now it's worth briefly noting here that when you start a new game, you have the option to turn on immersive mode. As a big time enjoyer of immersion in my games, my fingers flew to see what that option did. This option makes it so that every character speaks in the language they'd actually be speaking in for the scene.
古墳の中に箱がある。何としても守れ。役立ちたいのだろう。今がその時ぞ。桃地様を一人にはできぬ。見せよ。
It's fantastic, it's sublime, I love it. I seriously urge anyone playing to turn it on right away and adjust the subtitles accordingly. I put mine at extra large. That way you get to hear these top tier performances, and they are top tier. Naoe and her father are acted very, very well. But that's only part of why I like Naoe. Hold on. Naoe is good? Well, she respects her father. She takes her responsibility seriously. There's an actual reason why she is an able combatant and assassin, because she was trained by her father, which we get to see in depth later, who's clearly a Brotherhood assassin, by the way. She has a likable personality, and on top of her taking responsibility seriously, she also takes responsibility when she fucks up and vows to amend her mistakes.
後藤が命を懸けるなら私とてそうする。もう悔いたりはせん。過ちを正す。
This was the line that really put me on her side. She doesn't take scapegoats or make excuses. That, and I have to stress this, is extremely appealing. Gameplay-wise, she's just way more fun than Yasuke too. You want to play Assassin's Creed, Naoe's right there. Her grappling hook's fun. Proning is a very, very welcome addition I felt was well integrated as I played, and hey, even her animations are exquisite. Whoever mocapped Naoe did a fantastic job. From creeping atop rooftops to proning in the grass to dangling on her grapple, it's all fantastic to my eyes. She just tickles my itch for good ninja shit. All around. I like her. And I only liked her more the more her segment went on. I liked the combat better from Naoe's end too, by the way. Being intended as a small, physically short and small, lithe assassin that can't take many direct hits makes you engage with the dodge and parry mechanics way more. Is it more or less a hack fest still? Kinda, but the variations of special attacks, those you gotta dodge and those you gotta parry, definitely keep it fun enough. And I expect as the game goes on, the mastery in combat will come from how you've downloaded each enemy moveset, which is a great solution for most games. I'll let you know when I get there. But wait, I forgot. Doesn't this game have another protagonist? Alright, Yasuke, I feel like now is a good time to let you know. Of that around 2-hour intro, how much would you bet was Yasuke versus Naoe? Could Ubisoft not help themselves, and did Yasuke get an hour and a half? No, an hour, right? Split down the middle. Nope. Of the around 2-hour intro, Yasuke gets 20 minutes, less than half an hour. I want to say this is Ubisoft actually listening to the feedback, but I'm not sure I want to gamble with that assumption yet. Maybe Yasuke was shoehorned in from the start. Either way, it's a great call. That solid cut from earlier, that very abrupt, clear cut in the story, that was to take your viewing experience away from Yasuke and inject it right back in with Naoe as the new introduction. How else am I going to interpret that? Naoe is way more engaging than Yasuke in every way, let alone she's the actual assassin, Brotherhood emblazoned, hidden blade and everything. I was actually watching the screen with intent during some of those Naoe scenes. She's got me, y'all. I just want to play as her and forget about Yasuke. Is the game gonna give me that option? I'll only know by playing more. And I'm surprised. I'm gobsmacked to say I'm looking forward to playing this game more. What? Hopefully I can get a video up every week about this game and get that algorithm up. Let's see what happens. All I have to say now is I'm 2Piece and thank you for watching.
See?